my whiteboard marker, how does it work is only one aspect of it, isn't it?
So how it's designed as well?
Yeah, there's also how it's designed, what it looks like, what does it sound like. You know, there's a lot of other, you could say, attributes or qualities about the marker that I could learn about. How was it designed? How does it get the ink to the tip? You know, there's all these, you know, there's capillary actions that govern its operation, that, you know, a law, actually, that governs its operation. What laws govern the operation of the marker? What laws govern its creation? What laws govern its discard? And, you know, like getting rid of it as rubbish. What laws govern that? It's not just about how it works. You can see how it works is only one aspect of the thing. Can you see that? There's all these other things that are a part of understanding it. How it looks, how it feels, what it sounds like, what it does. But there's also how it was designed, the materials that went into it, the substances that are, the laws that govern the operation of those substances, where they came from. One thing. And it's a highly complex thing. We think of it as a very basic part of humanity now, but 200 years ago they never had them because they didn't understand the laws involved in creating one. I find them really handy. I can write some things on a board and rub it off. That's a fantastic thing. Right? I don't need a piece of tech to do it. I just need a board and a pen. Right? Wonderful. But it is a piece of tech, isn't it? There's all this technology that's gone into it. If you think about it, you could spend 10 years or more. In fact, if you look at all the laws that were created, that people had to discover in order to make one, they spent more than 100 years finding those laws to make one. And a lot of this come about by accident. They discovered one thing, like capillary action, for example, and then they realised it could apply to coloured things as well as to water. And then they had to understand dyes, and how those are made, what colours go into those dyes. When you think about it, it's a highly complex piece of machinery, right? And I must say, highly complex machines are used to create it, right? So there's a lot of things, just for that one simple thing, there's a lot of things that had to be done to discover the laws about the thing, and it wasn't just about how it operates. Of course, how it operates was a part of its design, because it needed to be a simple thing, where I could just take off a lid. And why has it got a lid? Because it's so annoying. There's a clicking all the time. I put the lid on. It's in the sound all the time. Sometimes I get it out. It's annoying. Right. There's a lid. You want to interrupt me, Ben?
No. I just went to the loo and then I heard there's something wrong with the sound.
No. So I'm just talking about the lid. But there's a lid. Why is there a lid? Because the way the ink works, it can dry out and then make the whole thing useless, so there has to be one, doesn't it? Right, so part of its design have a lid, but it had to have a lid that you could remove so you could write. So that's why it's got two parts, right? It's actually more than two parts because you can actually take it all apart with these ones, the reason why we bought these ones, and refill them up with ink, so I don't have to chuck away the marker, right? So we've got enough whiteboard ink, probably lasts me 100 years, I reckon. Till I come up with some other way of trying to transfer information from my mind to yours. And you think about the complexity of that machine, that one machine, and how many laws had to be discovered just to make it. It's incredible, really. And this is why they didn't have them 200 years ago, because there was so many laws they had to discover, which humans at that time had not discovered yet. So they couldn't make it. And only by the discovering of those laws could they make it. In the first century, I used to draw in the sand. So I used to do a lot of diagrams within the sand, but the trouble with doing it in the sand, it's like you do it in the sand and then everybody would have to swap over looking at it and examining the diagram and so forth, it took a lot of time. Right? Because we didn't have the tech. And we only have the tech because we understand the laws that govern the tech. So this is the thing to remember. It's very good for us to know the laws. Yeah? But